Hello everyone, and welcome back to Chapter 2, First Civilizations, where we are going to continue our discussion of unequal societies with the rise of the state. Okay, coercion and consent. The state fulfilled a variety of roles in coordinating and regulating their first civilizations, including organizing irrigation systems, providing defense, adjudicating conflicts, and the state served the needs to the upper classes, particularly by protecting the privileges of the elites, requiring farmers to give up a portion of their product to support city people, and demanding labor on large public projects. Now, the state frequently used force to secure its will. The force was not always necessary because the state often claimed that its authority was normal, natural, and ordained by the gods. They ruled by divine right, and the deference to religion restrained or even undermined the right to rule, as in the rule of Chinese emperors by the mandate of heaven. Okay, this is a Mesopotamian ziggurat. This massive ziggurat or temple to the Mesopotamian moon god Nana was built around 2100 BCE in the city of Ur. The solitary figure standing atop the staircase illustrates the size of this huge structure. So in what way was this ziggurat a means of reinforcing the government's legitimacy? Well, the ziggurat was not only an imposing physical representation of the government's wealth and power, but as a temple to the moon god also served to reinforce the claim that the government's authority was divinely sanctioned. Okay, writing and accounting. Writing provided support for the state and emerged in all of the first civilizations except the Andes, though some scholars now regard their knotted strings or quipus as a kind of writing. Now, the writing sustained in the first civilizations defined elite status and conveyed prestige on those who wrote. That allowed some commoners to join the elite through literacy. It provided a means for propaganda, a means to keep accurate accounts and complex calendars, and it also gave weight to regulations and laws, right? It's written down, it must mean it's legit. Writing also served functions beyond the state. It fostered literature, philosophy, astronomy, mathematics, and history, and sometimes it even threatened rulers. But the grandeur of kings. Here, the rise of the state was a source of state authority. There were monumental residences, temples, and art. Kings had luxurious dress and even these huge, elaborate burials. And here's one of those Olmec heads that I talked about in the previous section. The colossal statue, some 8 feet high and weighing 24 tons. 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. This weighs 24 tons. It's one of 17 such carvings dating to the first millennium BCE that were discovered in the territory of the ancient Olmec civilization. Thought to represent individual rulers, each of the statues has a distinct and realistically portrayed face. So based on your knowledge of monumental building and other civilizations, what might be the purpose of these Olmec heads? Well, these heads were likely intended to physically represent the imposing and ever-present power of the state and its elite rulers to the wider populace. Just to give you guys perspective, I believe if you look at maybe one of the ears, and I know it's hard to see, but kind of get an idea of where the ears might be, a regular average man might come to the top of the ear or the bottom of the helmet. That's how big those things are. And there were several of them, and when they were discovered, they could tell they had been moved, but they have no idea how these heads had been moved. Again, 24 tons. And that concludes the rise of the state. I will see you guys again next time for comparing Mesopotamia and Egypt.